Welcome. I'm so excited to practice here with you today. For this practice, you'll need a block and a strap. And if you don't have that, don't worry, we'll make it work without it. Joyful effort. That's the title and the theme of our class today. So you might consider when I'm doing my yoga practice, there's a certain amount of effort expended to create each posture. And I come to my mat, and I hope you do as well, oftentimes just for the pure delight of it, to feel joy and delight. And sometimes I might come to my mat to feel better. Maybe I'm feeling pain or discomfort in an area of my body. And when I come to my practice with the intention of creating some relief, release, and opening in that area, it can be joyful. So you might consider that the effort that you're expending in your postures, but also in your life, when it's connected to what you're passionate about and what your intentions are, what you're wanting to create in the world, that it can bring a lot of effort, it can bring a lot of joy. And I think effort too, because it can be work sometimes, but if it's in line with what we're passionate about, it can bring a lot of joy. So what we can do, what I found, is that if I look at where I'm working and engaging in each posture and where I'm softening and receiving, then this helps me to feel a little bit more of the pleasure and joy of each posture. So I just wanted to share that with you and invite you to do that yourself, to find the joy and delight in each posture. Close your eyes and bring your full attention and awareness inside. And get very clear about what your intention is with your yoga practice here today. Why did you come to your mat? And what you'll do right here is make a commitment to explore how you work or expend effort in each pose in order to come in alignment, into alignment with your intention. And how that might bring you some joy and pleasure. Right now, perhaps visualizing yourself moving through your practice in a joyful way. Balancing between the effort and the pleasure and receiving the nourishment and healing aspects of the practice, and how that can help you to feel joy and contentment. Notice as you're moving with joy, the brightness in your eyes and in your body, and how it feels in your belly and in your heart. Now, go ahead and open your eyes. Let's come into knee pile. We'll bring the right knee on top, stacking the knees as best you can, and moving into alternate nostril breathing. Bring your right middle and index finger in towards the palm, and exhale through both nostrils all the air out. Close off your right nostril with your right thumb, and inhale through the left nostril for a count of 5. 4, 3, 2, 1. Now hold both nostrils closed for a count of 10, so you're closing off your left nostril with your right ring finger. That's about 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Exhale through your right nostril for a count of 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Emptying all the air out. Inhale through the right nostril for a count of 5. Feel for getting the lungs full in that 5 count. Hold both nostrils closed for a count of 10. So you're exhaling very slowly and evenly through the left nostril for a count of 20. Inhale through the left nostril for a count of 5. Hold both nostrils closed for a count of 10. Exhale through the right nostril for a count of 20. Inhale for 5. Hold both nostrils closed. Exhale through the left. Bring your hand down, take a full breath, and notice the areas that you want to soften here. Through the hips, and perhaps in your shoulders, your face, your neck. Whatever will bring just a little more enjoyment in the sensations in your breath, of your breath. Okay, change the cross of your legs. Two more rounds. Exhale through both nostrils, all the air out. Close off your right nostril and inhale through the left nostril. Hold both nostrils closed for a count of 10. As you're holding, soften through your shoulders, your hips. Exhale through the right nostril for a count of 20. Inhale for 5. Hold both nostrils closed for a count of 10. Exhale both through the left nostril for a count of 20. One more round. And bring your hand down. Take a deep breath. Remember your intention and your commitment to apply your effort in a way that brings you into alignment with your intention. We'll start with half Virasana with the right leg and the left leg extended out for a side bend. Now, if this is uncomfortable for you in your knee, you can always sit up on a block or a towel or a blanket, just get a little lifted. Another way to work, if you need to, is to work with the right foot inside instead of having the foot back like that. Grab hold of your right ankle with your right hand and lift up into your chest. Lean out towards your left foot, beginning to straighten through the right arm and create a little bit of a stretch at the top of your right shoulder. As you exhale, relax the weight of your head over towards your left shoulder. Soften your left elbow, root through your left hand, and inhale, lift into your chest. Exhale, let the weight of your head relax over. Take the awareness and the breath right into the right side of your neck. And feel for releasing all the way from the attachments through the center of the neck muscles. So that's going to be up into the jaw, the palate, the right side of the skull and ear, down to the top of the shoulder, and shoulder blade and chest. Notice where you're engaging, so there's just a slight lift into the chest, and where you're softening and letting go, right side of the neck. Now, release your right ankle, stay a little bit lifted here for a moment, and reach the right arm around the back. Grab hold of your left inner thigh and slide out towards your left foot. Inhale. Opening across the front of the chest. Exhale, reach back through your right elbow, rolling the right collarbone back, and let the weight of your head relax over towards the floor. And just look at where am I engaging. I'm sending lots of energy out through the legs. Focusing on a deep, smooth breath. And where am I softening? And just washing the nourishment of this pose through my body. Release the right arm from around the back and come into a full side bend, reaching the right arm overhead. Now, let's create a little bit of space for the base of the neck. Inhale right into the base of your neck, especially on the right side here. Exhale, roll the right shoulder blade away from the spine. You're rolling the armpit forward and reach out through the right arm. Bring your right hand out over your right hip, palm down, fingertips pointing away from you. And inhale, pull yourself up into seated. Use your left hand to lift your head up. Change sides. So we'll bring the left foot back. Right leg out. Grab hold of your left ankle and inhale, lift up into your chest. Lean out towards your right foot. Rest your right hand down on the floor and relax your head over towards your right shoulder. Now, reconnect with your intention in your practice here today. And with every breath, feel for how you can move a little bit closer to what you're creating. With the softening, the brightening. Sometimes the effort comes through, especially in our yoga practice, by becoming extremely fierce with our awareness, promising, committing to stay present and sensitive to what you're creating. If you need a little more ease here, turn the jaw down. Now reach your left arm around the back, grab hold of your inner thigh or grab your waistband, reach out and extend out toward your right foot. Inhale, root down through your foundation, lift into your chest. Exhale, pull the right shoulder blade down, root through your right hand, and broaden across the upper chest and back. So what I was getting at there is sometimes the effort goes into staying extremely aware. Noticing how each pose brings a certain quality of energy, a certain way that you connect to yourself. Release the left arm from around the back, come into that full side bend, reaching the left arm overhead. What brings you a little bit of joy here? Connect to it. For me, I was just feeling like, the opening of the ribs. Feels like I can get a little more expansion when I lift the arm up into my upper rib cage. Now, bring your left hand out over the left hip. Reach through your left arm, pull yourself up into seated, and just use your right hand to lift your head up. Now, let's bring the knees together and prepare for elbow to knee. Come onto your back, bring the knees over the hips, have your ankles a little bit below your knees, and clasp your hands behind your head. Inhale, curl up, bringing the shoulder blades off the floor and reaching up through your elbows. Hold the breath. Curl tailbone up. Exhale, turn towards your left knee and reach the right leg out, about a 45-degree angle from the floor. Squeeze the right sit bone, draw low belly in. Inhale, come back to center. Hold the breath, curl tailbone up. Exhale, turn toward your right knee, reach the left leg out, squeeze through left sit bone, and draw your low belly in. Inhale, come back to center. Spread across the balls of the feet and toes. Hold the breath, curl tailbone up. Exhale, turn toward your left knee, reach out, spread across the ball of the right foot. Squeeze through both sit bones. So you're pulling down through both heels. Draw low belly in. Inhale, come back to center. Spread your low back into the mat. Hold the breath, curl tailbone up. Exhale, turn toward your right knee. Spread open the soles of the feet. Squeeze through both sit bones. Draw low belly in. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, turn toward your left knee. Reach out through your right foot. Squeeze through right sit bone. Draw low belly in. Inhale, come back to center. Hold the breath. Curl tailbone up. Exhale, turn toward your right knee. Reach out through your left foot. Draw low belly in. Keep going. Do 2 more on each side. Now, release back. Bring your feet down. Bring your hands onto your belly. Now, I do find it quite interesting that most people, it's a little challenging during the abdominals, but oftentimes after or when you start to feel the effects of your abdominals, they really like them. really like abdominals and the effects. So that's a perfect example of how we can have joyful effort, knowing what will come of our effort and loving the support, the aliveness of whatever it is that you're doing. In preparation for bridge, slide the shoulders down, palms up, place the feet a little greater than hip distance apart, parallel in front of your sit bones. Press into your feet and lift up into bridge. Inhale, start to explore where you're engaging to create the lift into your upper back. So the interesting thing in this variation of bridge, we're not going to do that by squeezing the shoulder blades together. We're going to do that by finding the muscles right along the spine through the upper back and through the back between the shoulder blades and the spine as well. Exhale, press through your feet, pull the heels toward you, lengthen the tailbone away, and lift the hips a little bit higher. Now, what areas of your body can you soften? You're supported through your back all the way across. I think what I meant by that is just the muscles in the back are lifting the ribs, the low back, the sacrum, the backs of the thighs. And the front of the body can be soft and receptive. Can you soften a little bit more right in the upper armpits, across the upper chest? Inviting that movement and that broadening across the upper chest. And release. Pull the heels toward you as you lengthen the tailbone away and roll the spine down. Let's bring the knees in towards the chest. Roll to your side and come onto your hands and knees. For dolphin prelude, you can use a block to get a little more rotation in the arms, or feel free to work with your hands clasped. Elbows a little closer than shoulder distance apart. Step the knees further back and wider than your hips. And lean back, pick the block up so the fingers are pointing up towards the ceiling. Rest your forehead on the floor. Inhale and draw up and back through the front of your rib cage. Exhale, lean forward through the shoulder blades, the collarbones, the arms. So the little bit of effort is kind of leaning back through the hips. Where can you soften to feel a little more of the joy here? Dolphin. Bring the block down. Go ahead and move the block out of your way. Forearms parallel, shoulder distance apart, or clasp the hands if you need to. Push down and squeeze in with your forearms. You're turning on across your armpits and chest and squeezing in to feel a lift into your upper back between the shoulder blades. Curl the toes under, lift the knees and hips up, and come into dolphin. Exhale and push down through the feet, draw up through the pelvis. Inhale, create a little more fullness right through the middle of your back. Exhale, get more grounded through your heels. They may not touch the ground, but just rooting, and let the weight of your head relax down. Take a couple more breaths here. Keep squeezing in through the forearms. And release. For flash prep, bring your right forearm parallel to the right side of your mat. Left hand shoulder distance and straight back so your left wrist is underneath your left elbow. Push through both hands and squeeze in with your forearms, your hands. Curl the toes under and lift into flash prep. Now, for a dolphin strut, step your left foot a little bit in towards the front of your mat and wrap your left hand around the heel or as close to the heel as you can reach. Lift up into the upper back between the shoulder blades and allow the left shoulder blade to move around the rib cage towards your left heel. Option to lift the right leg up. Bring your right foot down and come on down. Move into child's pose and explore for just a couple of breaths here. Sensations of your dolphin strut. And what you're exploring there is it bringing me joy? Am I working in a way that puts a smile on my face? Simply put, left forearm parallel to the left side of the mat, right hand shoulder distance and then back so your wrist is underneath your elbow, and lift up. You're moving your right shoulder blade away from the spine, squeezing in with the hand. Step your right foot in a little and wrap your right hand around the heel. Lift into the upper back. Option to lift the left leg up. And bring your left foot down, right hand down, release. One more abdominal for you here, because I heard how much you love abdominals. The word is out. Straddle, lifting through. So, knowing your intention, connecting to it, feel for how that might bring you a little bit of joy in something that you work very hard at. For straddle lifting through, legs extended, and then bring the legs into a straddle. If you need to, feel free to work with your knees bent. Clasp the hands behind your head. Inhale, curl up through your upper body. Exhale, curl tailbone up, curl pubic bone towards belly button. Draw low belly in and stretch out long through your legs. Inhale, sacrum down. Moving the shoulder blades away from the floor, head resting in the hands. Exhale, curl tailbone up. Roll the inner thighs forward and use the muscles of your legs to lift the pelvis. Inhale, sacrum down. Exhale, curl tailbone up. Pubic bone towards belly button. Draw low belly in. Spread the toes and the legs wide. 3 more. When you release, use your hands to bring your legs back together. Roll to your side and come up into standing in preparation for B series. Come to the front center of your mat. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, chair pose. Reaching up and back through the arms. Exhale, forward bend. Reach through the feet, just like gravity, take the upper body down. Inhale, scoop the chest, lift halfway up. Step back, come into plank. We'll do a little variation here on our first one. Inhale, Stretching long from the heels out through the crown of the head. Exhale, push through the hands, create a little bit of a hollowing effect through the armpits and lower belly, and squeeze the hands together as you inhale and spread the side ribs even wider. Exhale, come all the way down. In preparation for boat, clasp the hands behind you, move down through the front of the pelvis, and lift up, reaching back through the arms. Inhale, stretching open across the chest. Exhale, and stretch back through the arms as you root down through the front of the hips. And just let the weight of your head come forward. Exhale, hands and feet down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Warrior two with kite hawk. Step your left foot forward and open it up into warrior two. So I'm just turning into this position so you can see the movement in the upper body for kite hawk. The arms are out and bent slightly. Begin by rolling the palms up towards the ceiling. Inhale and arch into your upper back. Roll the elbows forward and the inner wrist back. Exhale, round into the upper back, rolling the shoulder blades forward and rotating the arms in the opposite direction. Or the inner arm forward and the outer arm back. Inhale. Now, arch into the upper back, roll the collarbones back, lower tip of the shoulder blades into the ribs, opening the chest. Exhale, round the shoulder blades up and over, let your head come forward. Two more each direction. Inhale, opening across the chest, reach out through the arms, and come into archer arms. For this one, left elbow up, right elbow down, clasp the hands between the shoulder blades, or use the strap there if you need it. Notice where you're expending effort, lots of energy through the legs, and where you're softening. There's a balance. Are you connecting to why you're on your mat? What's your intention? How does that feel? Inhale, reach the arms out. Turn towards the front of your mat for lounge lunge. Spin onto the ball of your right foot and bring your right knee down. Step your right hand forward of your shoulder and allow the hips to move forward and down. Allow your right shoulder to shrug. From here, reach back long and strong through your back leg and squeeze the left knee in towards your chest. And get very curious about what it feels like when you're enjoying something. And this will help you when you're connecting to that in your life. Why am I doing anything that I'm doing? What's the purpose? Release, step back, downward dog. Warrior two, step your right foot forward with kite hawk. Elbows slightly bent. Inhale and roll the collarbones, the upper arm bones, the forearms back. Chest opens. Exhale, round into the upper back. Roll the elbows forward, the palms back. Inhale. Feel for the movement of the shoulder blades and the collarbones. Exhale forward. Do a few more here. coming into the chest opening. Reach out, arch your arms. Left elbow down, right elbow up. Feel the effort through the legs, strong and steady, and the softening around the heart, inviting the energy to move up through your throat and your skull. Release, lounge lunge, turn towards your right foot, bring your left knee down, step your left hand forward and lean into it. Stretch back long through the left leg. Turn your chest towards your right knee. Gently start to draw the right knee in towards the chest. Find a place where your neck can be relaxed. And allow the left shoulder blade to glide up. Inhale, lengthening all the way through the left side, the outer left ankle, through the outer hip, up through the waist, the side ribs. Release. Step back. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Twisting lunge. Step your left foot forward. Cushion under your right knee if you need to. And bring your knees to 90 degrees. Check that your right knee and your left ankle are about hip distance apart, so your right knee is under your right hip. Your left knee is in line with your left hip. Inhale. Reach up through your right arm. Exhale, bring the right arm across. Make a fist with your right hand and place the left hand on top. Exhale, draw back through your left heel. Curl the tailbone down. Draw the low belly in. Inhale, and move your chest through your arms toward your hands. Exhale. Keep the tailbone and outer left hip anchoring down as you relax your neck. Twisting lunge interlock. From here, exhale, come across, bring the right shoulder to the outside of your left thigh. Wrap the right arm under, clasp the hands, or just move in that direction and grab clothing. Rest the right side of your rib cage or your arm on your left thigh and inhale. Notice where the breath gets hung up. Exhale, begin to allow the left shoulder to release back away from the center of the chest. Inhale into that tight spot you were feeling before. See if you can start to access ever so slightly with your breath. Washing out with your exhale, stagnation, any feeling of being stuck. And feel the warmth and the energy of the pose move through there. Release. Pigeon, twisting towards the thigh. So bring the left foot across and arch away from your right leg. Bring the forearms on the outside of your left thigh. Now, you're wanting to expand into the right side. So you can move down through the left forearm especially and stretch into right waist, right side of your rib cage. Just like you were in lounge lunge, reach back strong through your right leg. Now feel the areas where you'd like to soften a little bit more. And take in the nourishment. Release. Downward dog. Twisting lunge. Step your right foot forward and align your right ankle underneath your right knee. Reach up through your left arm. Exhale, hook the left elbow on the outside of your right thigh. Make a fist with your left hand and bring your right hand on top. Hold your right knee steady over the right ankle and inhale. Lift away from your right thigh. Exhale, contract down through your left shin, down and back through your right heel, and scoop right up through pelvic floor, lower belly. Keep that, and inhale, lift the ribs up, move your chest toward your hands. Start to allow the right shoulder to roll back, and your neck to release. Twisting lunge interlock, inhale. Exhale, come over the right thigh. Wrap your left arm under, clasp the hands, or come in that direction. Exhale, move down through your outer right hip. Inhale. This is where you might bring a little more effort into awareness. Staying present to what you're feeling and what's arising. Not needing to change it in any way, just observing. We're really oftentimes coming to our mats to learn about what's going on in our minds, in our bodies. Release. Pigeon, twisting towards the thigh. Walk your right foot across. Bring the forearms on the outside of your right thigh. And reach back long through your left leg. Expand into your left side. Roll your left hip down and let your neck relax. Where are you softening? And where can you soften a little bit more? Now, this time when you release, just roll around, come into seated. I want to play a little bit with a pose called turn signal, helping you to feel and understand it in a couple of different positions and how to come into it in a couple different ways. First, since we just had the right leg forward, let's bring the right leg up just like you were in pigeon. So you've got your inner ankle facing in towards you, the knee out. From here, hook your right arm over the shin and lift up tall through your spine. You know, feel free to wriggle around a little bit, whatever you need to be comfortable here. Now, just to make sure I have enough space through here, I'm going to bring the right ankle a little bit more into the center of the chest. Bring your left foot flat to the floor and hook your left arm inside of your left thigh. Plant your left hand on the floor, right hand on the floor. So you're hooking the right shin underneath the arm, the left arm inside the left thigh. Extend your left leg out. Change sides. Bring your left foot in, hook your left arm over the shin, and take a couple of breaths. Lifting up tall through the spine. Now bring your left ankle a little bit more to the left, towards the left shoulder. Just give you a little space here. Now, you can kind of round that right shoulder forward. Squeeze the right knee in. And put both hands down. Pick up your right foot. lifting through the chest. Now, like I said, we're going to try this another way as well. Come into a squat. Let's have the feet together and the knees out. What I like about this position is it starts to put this shin in that angle so you can hook around the shin with the arm. So hook down just like you were when you were seated and pick up your right ankle. Remember how we wanted to bring the right ankle a little bit more in towards the center. So what that means is you actually want that right arm down around about the center of the shin. From here, hook inside of your left leg. And just, your elbows are bent. And you're just hooking the shin on the arm, the inner thigh on the arm. From there, extend the left leg out. Turn signal. Bend the left knee and come back into your squat. Now, bring the left foot across a little more so you can hook on down around the ankle. And as you hook the arm around, pick your left foot up. Plant your hands, step the right foot a little forward and hook underneath the right thigh. Now notice my elbows are bent, my hands are planted. Pick up the right foot. Bend the right knee and come back into your squat. The next thing we'll do is move from Bakasana into turn signal. First, hook down around the shins and come into Bakasana or crow pose, whatever you call it. Slide your right ankle in toward your chest and the left leg out. Come back up. Bakasana. Bring the left ankle in towards the chest. A little slippery here today. And extend the right leg out. Release. Sweep your right foot in. Step back. Come into plank. Inhale. Exhale. Come all the way down. We'll take a few breaths here in boat. Clasp the hands behind you and lift up. Exhale. Hands and feet down. Tuck the tailbone. Inhale, cobra. Exhale. Downward facing dog. Now, step your left foot forward for ostrich. Open into warrior two. Clasp the hands behind you and roll the shoulders back. Arching away from your left thigh, head comes approximately between the feet. Let the torso come down and stretch out long through the arms. Rooting through both feet and creating a scooping effect right through the front of the hips. Stretch out long through the arms. Head to ankle prep. Slide your hands down onto the floor and keep your right hand about a foot from your right foot for support, and left hand moves to the left inner thigh, heel of the hand close to the hip joint. Start to extend through your left arm and arch your ribs back away from your left thigh. Inhale into your hips and legs. Exhale, pull the feet towards one another, traction your left thigh bone forward, and Notice where you can soften the hip and through the left waist. Just let your neck relax. For head to ankle, let the left arm come down, turn, and bring your left shoulder just inside of your left knee. Now we'll change the stance a little bit here. Step your right foot a little bit to the right, turning the toes slightly more forward. Wrap the hands around the left ankle and let the head and chest release down. Just letting go of any tension through the neck. The effort is in the foundation and softening through the back and the face. Release. Downward dog. Ostrich. Step your right foot forward, open into warrior two, clasp the hands behind you, roll the chest open, and come on down. Keep a little softness in your left knee so you can keep some support and energy moving into the left hip. Letting the back open, especially down in the lower back as you're curling down through the glutes. Head to ankle prep. Place the hands on the floor. Bring your left hand pretty close to your left foot. Right hand to the inner thigh. Heel of the hand close to the hip joint. As you extend through the right arm, the right shoulder roll forward and arch back away from your right thigh. How can you shift internally to create a little more joy? Find the softness, the sweetness. Head to ankle. Right shoulder comes down inside the right knee. Shift the left heel up and step your left foot a little left and forward. Spin the heel back more. Let the upper body relax. Wrap your hands around your ankle. Let's see what happens there. Feel for catching your right shoulder blade just behind your right knee. And we're getting a nice little stretch there between the shoulder blade and the neck. Release. Plant the hands. Step back. Plank. Chaturanga. Upward dog. Downward dog. Vertical splits. Step your left foot forward and spring off of your right toes. Lift the right leg high. Find the lightness in as you get more rooted through your left leg, your right leg can just start to feel lighter, moves up, upper body gets heavy. Revolve triangle. Spin the right heel down, your ankles are about hip distance apart, and scissor the legs, lengthen the spine. Exhale, twist, bring your right hand down, reach your left arm up. Inhale, roll the outer left hip back and lengthen through the crown of the head. Exhale, push down through your right foot, creating a little bit of a lift through the right hip, front of the right hip, and then lengthen from your right hip through the left shoulder, lift through the left arm. curl, tailbone down ever so slightly to bring more mobility into your upper back. Pigeon, twisting towards the foot. Walk the left foot across and come onto the outside of your left thigh to bring your left ankle in line with your left knee. If the hips are open here, that's absolutely fine. We want to work with a 90-degree angle and in the knee and contact with the left outer thigh, with the floor. Keep that contact. Move across and bring your left armpit towards the sole of your left foot. Hands together, rolling the right shoulder back. And if you have a block handy, you can rest your head on the block. Pigeon with the back foot in. Bring your left foot in, square off with your hips, and grab the top of your right foot with your right hand. From here, come forward and down, resting the forehead towards the forearm. Now, feel for unwinding any tension through the front of your right thigh. And as you do that, you might notice some strands of tension unwind all the way up from the front of your thigh, up through the front of the hip and into the chest. Splits. Lift your chest, step the left foot forward, and keeping the right hip moving forward, tailbone down, extend your left leg out. Feel free to use the blocks underneath your hands if you need to or would like to, and lift up tall through the spine. So a lot of effort in staying committed with your awareness, staying present, staying kind, staying compassionate. Release. Step back, downward dog. Vertical splits. Step your right foot forward, lift the left leg high. Fold down the front of your right leg and play with that. You know, remember when you were a kid and you played on the teeter-totter? So you've got a whole gang on your shoulders and that left foot lifts so high. And it's fun. Just let gravity take your chest. All right, twisting triangle. Lift your chest, spin the right heel down, set up your foundation. Squeeze the feet into the mat and towards one another. Hook that right hip back, get really long. Plant your left hand, reach the right arm up. Inhale. Reach tailbone and crown of the head away from one another. Exhale, root through the left heel. Support the front of the left hip and open up through the right arm, the right side of your chest. Remember, you're getting as long as you can from the front of the left hip through the right shoulder. Let the belly and the diaphragm open. Pigeon, twisting towards the foot. Come on to the outside of your right thigh and bring your right ankle in line with your right knee. Bring your right armpit towards the sole of your right foot, hands together. Awareness deep. Stay present. And it's like each breath is a little step towards your intention. Release. Bring your right ankle in. You might lift up a little bit, square the hips up. Grab the top of your left foot with your left hand, either resting your right forearm on a block or come all the way down to the floor. And you can also bring the head down. Draw the left heel in towards the butt. Feel into the front of your left hip. Notice if you can allow the left thigh bone to lengthen back and the chest forward. Now give your right hip a couple of breaths of love and support. Release and step your right foot between your hands. Check that your hips are square. Extend the right leg out. And find that right depth in the pose that brings you the greatest amount of joy. Notice that when you're in line with your intention, you're actually putting your effort to something that brings you joy and comfort. Release, step back, come into plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Now, jump through and come into seated. Our next pose is hammock. For hammock, you'll have a small loop with your strap. If, when you get into this pose, you feel like you can't bring your arms through or bring it behind your head, what you'll do is just make the loop a little bit longer, so it's nice and easy. I'll demonstrate for you here, so if you don't know it, if you know it, feel free to jump into it. Now, the strap is around the shins. For my body, it's about mid-shin, maybe a little bit closer to the ankles, maybe a third of the way up. And that's just because of where the strap hits me with my head. The thighs rotate out, just like when you're in pigeon, your inner ankle faces towards you, the knee rolls out. The arms are coming through the legs. This is important because you want to grab the strap with your forefingers and thumbs, so when you go into it, your arms are coming through your legs. Sometimes it gets a little confusing and people's arms come out like this. That is not correct. Through the legs, let the spine curl up and hook the strap behind your ponytail, behind your skull, and crawl your arms through. If you want, you can rest your hands at your heels and ankles, or bring the arms around your hips and rest there. Allow the weight of your head to relax into the strap as you allow your back to open. Now remember I said that if you don't have a strap, I'll give you a variation. So another way that you can do this pose is actually just changing your relationship to gravity, making that shape, and coming through the legs like so. Just letting the head come down and the arms come back. Shoulders are behind the knees. Deep breaths. Where can you soften? And how does that feel? When you feel sweetness, pleasure, how do you respond? It's okay to drink it in like nectar. You worked hard. Release. Okay. Come into seated. Simple cross-leg position. Neck release. Slide your right hand underneath your right sit bone, palm down, fingertips pointing in towards the tailbone. Extend through your right arm, lift into your chest, and lean to your left. Relax your left ear over towards your left shoulder. You can stay here, or if it's not too much on your neck, bring your left arm over the skull, fingertips along the jawline. Create a little lift with the hand. And relax the head over. Bring your jaw a couple of inches towards your chest. Inhale into the right side of your neck. Exhale, push into your right palm and invite the head over. Bring the jaw down a little bit more. You should feel this more towards the back of your neck. Now, as you push down through your right hand, create more lift through the right side of your neck. And release. Let the head come forward. Slide the hands out. Rest the back of your hands on your inner thighs. And let the weight of your head relax forward. Use your right hand right on your forehead and lift the weight of your head up. Change the cross of your legs. Left hand underneath your left sit bone, palm down, fingertips in. Reach into your left hand, lift your chest, lean to your right, and let the head relax over. You can bring the right arm over the skull or just let the arm rest down. It's fun to consider how you might use your awareness to create more joy. You know, when we're a little distracted, we're not feeling much. We're not in whatever's happening in life. So when you make that promise to stay connected, there's more opportunity to connect to your passion, to connect to joy. Bring your jaw down a little bit more. To connect to the sensations that do bring you happiness versus wherever our mind takes us sometimes. Jaw down a little bit more. So it's a true commitment, coming back again and again. Let your head come forward. Slide the hands out. Let the head hang. And use your left hand to lift the head up. Okay. Come into Shavasana. And just let everything go. Oftentimes there's just this wonderful sense of peace and ease to enjoy in Shavasana. Take time to engage in it. Just noticing and letting that energy, that sweetness move through your whole body. Peace and ease. Just begin to take some deep breaths. How did you do? You feel better? Is it easier to smile? Feel the joy. And slowly make your way up into seated. Bring your knees in towards your chest. Roll to your side. And come on up. Bring your hands together at your heart. And I think the real question, the important question is my effort moving me towards what I'm passionate about? Moving me towards what I care about and what I want to create in my life and in the world? Namaste. Thank you. Have a great night.